The question you need to ask yourself is, why do you study? When you don't feel motivated to study, it's not because you don't feel the motivation. It's because you don't have necessity and you don't have drive. Now, I'm not insulting you, but once you implement a drive or like a necessity in your life, you'll automatically get enough motivation and you won't have any procrastination when it comes to studying. So, why are you studying? Are you studying to get great marks? Are you studying to get a good job? Are you studying to get, a nice career so that you can support your family? That's good. But you can do better. Why don't you pretend? Just a hypothetical. It doesn't have to be real. It could be real, but it doesn't have to be real. Why don't you just think, okay, if I don't study right now, and like for example, if I don't get good marks in the upcoming exam, that's gonna compound to my final exam, and I'm not gonna get a great GPA, or I won't get a great score, and I won't get into a good college, so I won't have a good course. When I don't have a good course, I won't have enough money. I won't have a job that will give me enough money to support my mom, because my mom might die at early age because of cancer or because of some disease that I couldn't pay for. My dad died. My family cannot support her because she's the main money giver. Let's just say, right? Let's just say no one can support her, and you're the only son, and you're the only person or only daughter who can support her. Would you procrastinate? Because that's not something that's impossible. If you really think about it, that could be a very big possibility. Would you procrastinate? Once you keep this hypothetical in your head, it doesn't even have to be something that is possible. If you just believe that that's what's gonna happen, won't you immediately just study? See, a lot of people say like, "Oh yeah, just pretend that if you don't get good marks, your dick will get small." That's one thing that you could worry about, but just really think about somebody you care about, something you actually love, someone you don't want to leave, someone you want to support. Think of them, and then study for them. This doesn't have to be just for studying. It could be for waking up early. It could be for going to the gym, reading a good book, meditating, taking care of your health, anything. Just think about other people, because when we think about just ourselves, we tend to be selfish, because when we think about ourselves, sure, yeah, I'm going to the gym for myself, sure, yeah, I'm studying for myself, sure, yeah, I'm getting a job for myself, but when we do that, eventually we don't have the love for it. Sure, we can do it for ourselves, but eventually you'll be like, oh yeah, I guess I can skip it. I mean, I already have a good body. I don't have to go to the gym today. I'll go like 4 days a week instead of 7 days a week, because I already have a good body. I don't have to take care of myself. When it's you, you don't really care that much. But when it's somebody else, that's when you care about them. If you get sick, how much do you care about yourself? Do you get take a nap and then you take Panadol or whatever shit, right? You drink some hot water. If your dog gets sick, if your mom gets sick, if your grandma gets sick, how much effort would you keep to take care of her? Probably a lot. You'd probably go to the extremes. If like your entire family was sick and you're the only one who can support them, you would go to the extreme to keep your mom alive. You would go to the extreme to keep your dad alive, your grandma alive, your granddad alive. So it's clearly like thinking about ourselves doesn't do much for us. Thinking about other people does. So next time you don't feel like studying, or like even right now, you probably are procrastinating studying. You know you have some shit to do. Even if it's not studying, any type of work. Just really think, I might be skipping this now, but if I skip this now, I'm getting a habit of skipping my hard work, and this hard work is what's going to keep my mom alive. Because 20 years, 30 years down the line, she will get sick. She will 100% get sick. She'll have a terminal illness, and I can't support her. No one in my family has enough money to support my mom. I'm the only one who can support her, but I couldn't because I just chose to watch YouTube instead of studying right now. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but it does help, and it is a big probability. Old people get sick. You know this. Your dad might get sick. Your mom might get sick. Sure, they have money right now. Sure, they can support themselves right now, even if you don't have money. But they're not invincible. They will get sick. They will get an illness where they can't work anymore, and you're the youngest in the generation, like you're the newest generation of this family, and if you don't get a good job, if you don't work hard right now, regardless of the school you're in, regardless of the job you get, regardless of the university you go to, if you don't work hard, they're not gonna live. It's as simple as that. When your grandma gets sick, your mom takes care of her. She can only do that because your mom has a good job. If your mom wasn't wealthy, like well off financially, she couldn't take care of them. If your dad's parents got sick and he didn't have a good job, he can barely take care of himself if he doesn't have a good job. So how is he going to take care of his parents? Same thing for you. If you don't have a good job right now, and I'm not saying you should work some engineering, doctor, or whatever, just reach your goals a lot faster. Your goals is probably to make money, right? Regardless of the job you get. Maybe you want to go to sales, maybe you want to go to forensic science, whatever, like whatever job you want to get. It's going to give you money. That's what we're going for, right? Why don't you work extra hard? If in 3 months your mom got cancer and you had to get some money somehow, what would you do? And if it's like, oh yeah, I'm in school and I'm in university, I can't finish in 3 months, you could still earn money. You could still earn online money. You could do something. If that was the deadline, if that was like literally the deadline where your parents or your relatives get sick with terminal illness and only you can pay for it, and it costs like $100,000, $10,000, what would you do? And you don't have to earn all the $10,000. Obviously, people can support them, but you need to put your part in, right? You're the son, you're the daughter. You're supposed to contribute in a way. Why don't you earn online income by supporting, by making content, by selling products online, or going and getting a job where you earn money and you work extra hard? And the crazy thing about this is, you won't even procrastinate. See, the thing is, when you do this, procrastination becomes this shadow of a thing that you don't really think about. Because if there's a necessity, you don't procrastinate. When the exam is in 3 days, do you procrastinate? Probably not. Even if you do a little bit, you still work hard and you still get the shit done because there's a deadline. When you put your own deadline, when you put your own necessity and drive, that's when you just don't procrastinate. Thinking about wasting time. Would you waste time on YouTube knowing your mom was gonna get a terminal illness in 3 months? Would you waste your time on that? Would you stay up nights scrolling on reels? Oh, it's just a rest period. That's 30 minutes. I'll just wake up 30 minutes later. Would you do that? If you knew your mom was gonna get a terminal illness in 3 months, even if you couldn't do it to help, you would have this guilt. You would have this shame of just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Would you skip the gym today, knowing that if you work hard right now and you get that discipline from the gym, you can implement that discipline in your business and get a lot of money, knowing that your mom is going to get a terminal illness in 3 months, 6 months time? Because that's possible. You don't know what would happen. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's still a probability. My mom, your mom, could probably get a terminal illness in 3 months, 6 months time, and you're not ready for it. And you're going to face the consequences of that. Now, obviously, this is a hypothetical. Obviously, this may or may not happen, but it helps to think about it. And next time you procrastinate, don't do it for yourself. Like, don't study for getting my own grades. Oh, I'm doing it for myself. Don't go to the gym for yourself. Do it for somebody else. Do it for your mom. Do it for your dad. Do it for your friends. What if your friends get into a car crash and you're literally the only one there to support them? What if you're not strong enough to pick them up? Think about these tiny things. They might not seem realistic. They might not seem crazy. They might seem crazy. But again, these are not impossible. So might as well be ready for them. And it benefits you, even if it's impossible. You still get the drive. You still get the motivation, the pressure, the little like deadline that you get. That's gonna help you. Implement this right now. Whatever task you're trying to do, and you're procrastinating and you can't really get motivated to do it, even if it's something like sleeping a little bit earlier. Think about your future. Think about your health. If you can't sleep early, and you just don't want to sleep early, you want to do some random bullshit, you're going to get sick, then your mom's going to get sick, and then you can't take care of her because you yourself are sick. She's going to have to pay for your sickness first and then hers, because she's selfless. Your mom is selfless. Every mother is selfless. If they will pay for your sickness first and then their own. So if you get sick, she has to put her own money into that, where she could have put that money into herself and actually lived a little bit longer. And you're not going to see your mom once she passes away. You can have an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 years with her if you just put some hard work in, get some money, get her the supplements, get her the nutrition she needs, get her the diet she needs, so that she can live an extra 20 years to see your grandkids. You would want that, right? Even if you don't want kids, you would want her to live as long as possible because you're attached to her. You don't want her to die. You don't want her to you don't want to live a life without her. You can't even imagine that. but that's closer than you think. And she can only support herself so much. Even if you can contribute like $1,000 extra, that's still a lot. Considering all the supplements you could buy, all the nutrition you could buy, all the personal training you could buy for health, longevity, for her, and she could live an extra 20, 30, 40 years past her time. That's almost a half lifetime. And you could do that, but you're not doing that because you're just lazy. You're thinking about yourself. Even if you think you're not selfish, you are selfish. When you think about yourself and you're not doing shit for others, you are selfish. When you don't contribute to other people's lives, you are selfish. And I'm not saying that to insult you, but it's kind of like a slap in the face, because a lot of us don't even realize it. We think selfishness is this main act that we do. It's not. It's when we don't think about others. Do this right now. Whatever you're thinking about, think about others.